Liverpool at the weekend, we'll slip straight into it. Joshy, Paddy McNair was taken off after 39 minutes against Southampton. Do we think that was the right thing to do, or should Louis van Gaal have waited until half-time?
I think overall it was the right thing to do. We needed it. We needed it for the team.
Mhm.
You could see he was sort of pretty much overrun, looked all at sea really at the back. It might have been the system, it might have been his nerves, but I think in the end it was the right decision for the team. For him, hopefully you've got to hope that he's mentally strong enough to realise that it was just one of those days. It happens, you know, the best it happens to the best players in the world. They have off days, so hopefully he can be mentally strong, come back from it. And if he's not, then maybe he's not good enough for this team. So, but hopefully, hopefully he is, and he comes back stronger.
Okay, Squawker Dave, you're the man with the stats. What do you reckon?
Well, he looks all right. Made 2 interceptions, 3 clearances, but he was a bit dodgy. The goal, he came out to make the block, didn't really make a convincing block, and obviously Southampton scored from that. And like 2 minutes later, tried to control the ball in the box. Shane Long has another attempt. Perfect decision for me. Just it wasn't his day. And another thing that you could look at, was it a tactical change? United had 77% pass accuracy before the change, 84% pass accuracy after the change, with Herrera on, moving the ball around a lot better. So maybe Van Gaal, it wasn't just the player performance, but it was the system. It wasn't working quite for United.
Okay, Adam, do you reckon it was good for Paddy McNair? Where does he go from here?
Yeah, I mean, we could have left him out there to just get an absolute slaughtering. And people say, taking him off, his confidence is going to be destroyed. But I mean, if you leave him out there to just get killed by what was happening, he was only going to get worse for him. So I think Louis van Gaal made the right decision. He took him off, and he even said after the game, "Look, it's one game in a lifetime of games. As long as he gets over it, he realizes." Because I mean, every other game up until that wasn't every game up until that point he had won when he's been in a team. So it's not like he's been bad every game. It was just one of those days for him. Take him off, let him get back at it. It'll be all right.
Well said, Adam, eventually. Right, we've now won 5 in 5. However, some have pointed out that our performances haven't actually been spectacular. Squawker Dave, what do you reckon?
We've been gritty, and I think that's quite a good thing. Like we've created 21 chances in the last 3 games, and scored 7 goals. So we're looking at every time we create 3 chances, we score a goal, which is absolutely ruthless. Against Southampton, we see 3 shots on goal coming all from Robin van Persie, and that's the lowest amount of shots we've had since August 2003. So you're looking at United, real ruthless streak in front of goal. We do need to create more chances. A lot of our goals have been coming from set pieces in recent weeks. But it'll just come. I think the fluidity will come with the likes of Carrick coming back, really coming back into form, and Di Maria. So I don't think there's anything to worry about. We're sort of moving on, going through. We're really title sort of defining moments, winning games like that at Southampton, in my opinion.
Josh, do you agree with that, or do you think we should all be a little bit concerned that perhaps this is a bit of a false dawn?
I think you sort of keep that in mind a little bit, but I think the caveat is, you just got to look at the number of injuries we've had. It's been disjointed team selections, which is not Van Gaal's style. He likes to have a settled lineup, and that's especially at the back. It's been a bit of a problem, with the communication, with lots of different combinations picked. So it's been disjointed team selections, and then invariably you're going to get disjointed performances. I think for the moment the results are the most important thing. You do keep in mind that maybe it's all going to fall apart at some point. We just hope that we can keep it together until we get our our players back from injury. But I think it's mainly down to that, to be honest, because earlier on in the season we had some fantastic performances. So hopefully once these players come back from injury, the big names, Di Maria obviously is a big one, we can sort of get back on track in terms of the performances. But obviously the results, spot on so at the moment.
Okay, and also for anyone watching, Joshy has just one word of the preview with caveat. Adam, should we be worried, or is it all going to be fine when we've got our players returning from injuries, the performances will pick up?
I'm not worried too much, because I think in the last 7 games we've gone to the Etihad, St Mary's, the Emirates. We've played Chelsea at home. We've only conceded 5 in 7. And considering our defence has been so shaky, that's a surprise in itself. As the other lads have said, we're gritty, we're determined, we're grinding out performances, we're getting the 3 points. When it looks like we probably won't do. At half-time, I was sat there watching it thinking, I'll be happy with a draw right now because we're not playing very well. Couldn't keep the ball at all. We just kept giving it away. So I think it's good to see we're getting results when we're not playing very well. At the beginning of the season, we showed glimpses 45 minutes at a time, 60 minutes here, where we were playing fantastic football, but then we weren't getting the result. So now it's a complete switch to that. But if you would have gave me 16 points out of the 21 when we played Southampton, Chelsea, Arsenal, City, and so on, I would have took it.
Good man. Okay, Joshy, let's go through the teams. Who are you playing?
Predicted lineup or
Yeah.
who I want to see? Okay.
Who you want to see?
Well, I've done a predicted lineup.
Okay, all right, we'll do that.
I think De Gea. I think obviously De Gea is a shoo-in, but I think Van Gaal will stick with the three at the back. To be honest, he seems to like it. I think it's also due to the availability of players as well. So I think he'll stick with three at the back, and Evans will come in because of Smalling's injury. Rojo's still in there. And I think he'll put Carrick in there at the back, like he sort of ended the match against Southampton.
Yeah.
Valencia Young on wing backs. Then you've got Fellaini, Herrera, and Mata in the middle. I think I just have a sneaky feeling he might switch it up and put Januzaj in, but I'm going to go with the safe option, say Fellaini, Herrera, and Mata, and then Rooney and RVP up front. He's already said that Falcao, he's not fit enough, and I think
20 minutes.
I don't think James Wilson will be coming in for the Liverpool game.
No. Squawker Dave.
I think that we are going to be, the players that finished against Southampton, I would go with them, the likes of De Gea, Evans, Carrick, Rojo, Fellaini, Mata, Herrera, Young, Valencia, Rooney, Van Persie. But what I'd like to see is a lot of flexibility. If Liverpool come at us with a 4-4-2 diamond, I reckon we should go with a 3-5-2. Get our wing backs high up the pitch, pin their full backs back. If not, if Liverpool come to us playing like a 4-3-3, let's get that diamond out again. It was absolutely, we were smashing teams with the diamond at one point in the season. The likes of Shaw that are coming back potentially at the weekend, Raphael and then Di Maria. These are players that really are first teamers that will be first teamers when they come back. So it's an exciting time for United, and it's a good time to play Liverpool. Obviously, getting booted out of the Champions League last night.
So, Adam, what do you think of those teams?
I like the teams. When I was thinking of my team, I wasn't sure whether we'd go 4-3-3 or the 5-3-2. It's important to have Carrick in the middle because obviously with Smalling out, we're going to have to call on Evans probably sooner than we would have liked to. I wouldn't be surprised though to see him pick Blackett because then that allows us to play Rojo at the left wing back position, play Blackett, Carrick, and who's the other one?
Valencia?
Evans,
sorry, yeah. Evans,
player.
Blackett, Carrick, and Valencia. I'd probably play at the back. But I'm looking forward to it. I'd like to see Di Maria come off the bench, maybe. Absolutely annihilate them. It'd be important that we look after Henderson and Gerrard in the middle, though. So Carrick and Fellaini will have a big game on their hands. Because if Henderson and Gerrard do somehow play well, then if they play well, Sterling will play well and so on. So that's the key area.
Right, you've just touched on Gerrard and Henderson. We'll talk about Liverpool and who we need to worry about. Start with you, Joshy. Who do you think is the main man there at the moment?
Well, it's Raheem Sterling probably was the most, in terms of the biggest threat at the moment. Seems to be the most consistent player as well in the last, this season. And he is that type of player. He's a game changer. He's quick pace, good on the ball, and he does have a good shot on him. So obviously he's an easy one to pick out. And I guess they've got, they're not in the best of form. Gerrard's not in the best of form. I think it's probably a good time to play them. But again, we're sort of at the bare bones, so it'll be an interesting match. But I think, you've got to pick Raheem Sterling out as the biggest threat.
Yeah, okay. Dave, do you agree?
Yeah, I'd say so. The thing with Raheem Sterling, it's been a really interesting season for him. In his first 5 games, he scored 3 goals and got 1 assist. The next 10 games after that, he only got 3 assists, no goals at all. The thing with Raheem Sterling, he can explode, like we're saying. He can beat a man so easily. He's completed 47 take-ons in the Premier League this season. That's more than any player under 21 in Europe's top 5 leagues. So he can really go at our centre-backs. We need protection for our centre-backs.
Yeah. Adam, anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, Sterling, I think the pressure's on him at the moment with Suarez having left, Sturridge being out injured, Gerrard having been finished, the rest of them not being that good. All the pressure's on Sterling to shine, and obviously it's a lot of weight on young shoulders. He's still probably a great threat, and we saw Southampton, and we've seen it past in this season where players just run at our defence and they'll find it easy to pick holes through him and get through him, and that's Sterling's best aspect to his game. So he will provide a threat. If we play anything like we did against Southampton, then it will be a worry because although Liverpool, yes, they may be having a poor run of form, they may have been knocked out of the Champions League, they will be up for this game. We know they will be up for it. Their fans will be up for it. Old Trafford will be up for it. So our players need to rise to the occasion and make sure that we don't play as badly as we did against Southampton, because 5 wins out of 5 or not, we were crap against them. So we need to improve.
Okay, right, let's wrap this up. Joshy, what's your prediction?
2-1 United.
Boom. Dave?
2-1 United as well. I reckon Steven Gerrard will nick a goal. He scored 3 goals in the last 2 seasons.
He'll nick a goal.
Adam?
4-0 United, revenge for last season. Rooney 2, Robbie Van Persie 1, and Falcao, baby.
Okay, I'm going to say 3-0, because that would be lovely, wouldn't it? Guys, thank you very much. Everybody at home, let us know what you think the score will be. Get involved. Adam and I will be doing our team picks video as usual. Watch out for that. Tell us who you'd like to see in the starting lineup. Subscribe to Full Time Devils. Have a great day, and have a look at Squawker Dave.
What do you mean, fortunately?
We're going to put them all. This is what Louis van Gaal says. It's disgusting, these reports, and he says they're disrespectful to his current squad, which is understandable.